Robert Emmett O'Malley is born on 3 June 1943 in New York City and is raised and attends school in the Woodside, Queens section of the city. O'Malley graduates from high school in 1961 and enlists in the United States Marine Corps soon after. All three of his brothers also served in the Marine Corps. Coincidentally, O'Malley grew up with Lance Corporal Thomas Patrick Noonan, Jr., who would also be awarded the Medal of Honor in Vietnam, albeit posthumously. The two attend school and church together and are friends throughout childhood. After Noonan's death in Vietnam, O'Malley remains in contact with the Noonan family and visits Noonan's mother every year on Memorial Day. Enlisting in the United States Marine Corps on 11 October 1961, O'Malley completes recruit training at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina, and then transfers to Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton, California. Serving with the 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division, he is promoted to Private First Class in May 1962. The following year, O'Malley arrives in Okinawa, Japan as a member of the 3rd Battalion, 9th Marines, 3rd Marine Division. While here, he is promoted to Lance Corporal in March 1963 and to Corporal in November. O'Malley returns to Camp Pendleton in 1964 as a member of the 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines. In October 1964, he is awarded a Good Conduct Medal upon completing 3 years of satisfactory service in the Marine Corps. As a squad leader in India Company, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, O'Malley is sent to Vietnam in 1965, arriving at the Chu Lai Marine Corps Base in May. 3 months later, the intelligence indicates that a Viet Cong regiment has moved down from the mountains and positions itself a few miles south of Chu Lai. At dawn on 18 August 1965, as a part of Operation Starlight, a preemptive strike against the VC force, O'Malley's battalion performs an amphibious landing near the village of An Quang Tu. Shortly after landing, they come under mortar and small arms fire. During the ensuing firefight, O'Malley single-handedly attacks a VC trench and helps to evacuate wounded Marines. Eventually, his squad is ordered to withdraw. While leading his Marines to the helicopter extraction point, he is hit in the legs, arm, and chest by mortar fragmentation. Despite his wounds, O'Malley refuses to be evacuated and instead provides suppressive fire until all of his Marines board a helicopter. After the battle, O'Malley receives treatment in Japan for his wounds, including surgery to remove fragmentation that has lodged into his lungs. He is promoted to sergeant in December 1965 and returns to Camp Pendleton, where he stays for the remainder of his service until April 1966. O'Malley is flown on Air Force One to Austin, Texas, and on 6 December 1966, he is awarded the Medal of Honor by President Lyndon Johnson at the Federal Building in Austin. Both the Marine Corps drill team and the Marine Corps band take part in the ceremony at the Texas White House. His citation reads, "The President of the United States of America, in the name of Congress, takes pleasure in presenting the Medal of Honor to Sergeant Robert Emmett O'Malley, Marine Corps Service Number 1972161, United States Marine Corps, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in their action against the Communist Viet Cong forces at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty on 18 August 1965, while serving with Company I, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, 3rd Marine Division Reinforced, Fleet Marine Force in action against armed enemy forces near An Quang Tu, Republic of Vietnam. While leading his squad in the assault against a strongly entrenched enemy force, his unit came under fire intensely of small arms. With complete disregard for his personal safety, Sergeant O'Malley raced across an open rice paddy to a trench line where the enemy forces were located. Jumping into the trench, he attacked the Viet Cong with his rifle and grenades and single-handedly killed 8 of the enemy. He then led his squad to the assistance of an adjacent Marine unit which was suffering heavy casualties. Continuing to press forward, he reloaded his weapon and fired with telling effect into the enemy emplacement. He personally assisted in the evacuation of several wounded Marines, and again regrouping the remnants of his squad, he returned to the point of the heaviest fighting. Ordered to an evacuation point by an officer, Sergeant O'Malley gathered his besieged and badly wounded squad and boldly led them under fire to a helicopter for withdrawal. Although 3 times wounded in this encounter and facing imminent death from a fanatic and a determined enemy, He steadfastly refused evacuation and continued to cover his squad's boarding of the helicopters while, from an exposed position, he delivered fire against the enemy until his wounded men were evacuated. Only then, with his last mission accomplished, did he permit himself to be removed from the battlefield. By his valor, leadership, and courageous efforts in behalf of his comrades, he served as an inspiration to all who observed him and reflected the highest credit upon the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. Signed, Lyndon B. Johnson. As always, stay safe, stay salty, devils, Semper Fi, and carry on.